What if you could drop in a dense research paper, a messy pile of notes, even a whole YouTube video, and in seconds have an AI that has actually read all of it? It answers any question you ask with real citations you can click and check. Then it turns that exact same material into a podcast, a mind map, flashcard, a quiz, and a full study guide. That tool is NotebookLM, and Google just quietly renamed it to Gemini Notebook. Same website, same product, brand new name. In this video, I am going to walk you through every single feature, step by step, live on my screen, nothing skipped. We will start from an empty notebook, feed it a PDF, a website, and a YouTube video, then generate that talkback podcast, a video overview, a slide deck, a mind map, flashcards, a quiz, an infographic, and a full study guide, and share the whole thing at the end. There is a lot to get through, and the core of it is completely free. So let us jump straight in. Everything happens at notebooklm.google.com, and you just need a normal Google account to get started. When the page first loads, you might see this welcome pop-up letting you know that NotebookLM is now called Gemini Notebook. I will click to dismiss it, and here's the home screen. This is where all your notebooks live. To start a brand new one, I click the big Create New button up here in the top right. NotebookLM instantly spins up a fresh, empty notebook. Now this sources panel on the left is the heart of the entire tool, so let me quickly break it down. A source is simply any document or piece of content you want the AI to learn from and answer from, and you have a lot of options. I will click Add Sources, and you can see them here. You can upload files from your computer, connect your Google Drive to pull in docs and slides, paste a website link, paste in copy text, or even let it discover sources for you. I am going to begin with a PDF. So I click Upload, and my computer's file browser opens up. I will grab this research paper on the science of sleep that is sitting right here on my desktop and click Open. NotebookLM uploads the file and reads the entire document, cover to cover, in just a few seconds. And just like that, the AI now knows everything in that paper. Here is the thing though, your notebook is absolutely not limited to a single file, and this is where it gets powerful. I will click Add Sources again. This time, instead of a file, I will add a website. I paste a link into the website box, click Insert, and NotebookLM goes and pulls in that entire web page as a second source. Let me add one more. I will open it again, and this time paste in a YouTube link. NotebookLM actually reads the transcript of the video and adds it as a source too. So now the AI can answer questions about a video you never even had to watch. Just note, that only works for public videos that have captions. You can keep going like this, mixing PDFs, Google Docs, slides, websites, videos, and paste the text all in one notebook. And if you are just starting out and do not have sources yet, see this search the web box right here. You type in a topic, and NotebookLM goes out across the web, finds the most relevant sources for you, and offers to add them with one click. Every source you add lines up here in the left panel, and notice each one has a little checkbox. You can tick and untick them to control exactly which sources the AI looks at when it answers, which is really handy once your notebook gets big. And here is a small touch I love. If I click on a source, NotebookLM opens up a source guide. It wrote automatically. It gives me a clean summary of that document and a list of the key topics it covers before I have even asked a single question. So the moment you upload something, you already get a quick sense of what is inside it. This is perfect when someone sends you a 40-page report and you just need the gist fast. I will close this back up, and now let us actually start talking to our sources. The real magic lives in this middle panel, the chat. This is where you have a conversation with your document. I just click the Ask box down at the bottom and type my question. What are the biggest effects of not getting enough sleep? I press enter, and NotebookLM reads across every source I selected and writes a clear, organized answer right in front of us. Now here is the single most important part, the part that makes this tool actually trustworthy. See these little numbered markers scattered through the answer? Those are citations. When I click one, NotebookLM jumps me straight to the exact sentence in the original source that it pulled that fact from. So you never have to wonder if the AI just made something up. Every claim is grounded in your material, and you can verify it in one click, and it remembers the conversation. So I can ask a natural follow-up. I will type, how much sleep do adults actually need? It answers again, building on what we just discussed. You will also notice NotebookLM suggests smart follow-up questions of its own. So if you are not sure what to ask next, you can just click one and keep exploring. Okay, now for the feature that made this tool go viral. Over on the right is the studio panel, and right at the top is the audio overview. This turns your sources into a full podcast episode. Before I generate it, I can click to customize it and tell it what to focus on. For example, explain this for a complete beginner, or focus on the health effects. I will give it a quick instruction, then hit generate. Behind the scenes, two AI hosts start building a natural back and forth conversation about your exact material. It takes a couple of minutes to cook. So here is one I generated earlier. When I press play, listen to this. You get two voices genuinely discussing your document, bouncing off each other, explaining the ideas like a real show made just for you. And here is the wild part. See this interactive mode? I can click join and actually talk to the hosts out loud. Right in the middle of the episode, I can interrupt and ask, wait, can you explain that last point again? And they respond to me live in the conversation. It is honestly the closest thing to having two experts on call about your own documents. Right underneath the audio is video overview, and this one is a bit newer. Instead of just sound, NotebookLM builds you an actual narrated video, a clean presentation style slideshow with visuals, on-screen text, and a voice walking you through the key ideas from your sources. I can click customize to steer what it focuses on. Then I hit generate, and it works away in the background for a few minutes. Here is one it made for me earlier. When I press play, you get a polished video, pulling in relevant images and highlighting the key phrases on screen as the narrator explains them. It is perfect if you are a visual learner, or if you want something you can quickly watch to review a topic later, and you can play it full screen or download the file to drop into a lesson or a presentation. Next to that is slide deck, and this is a brilliant one for anyone who has to present. I click generate, and NotebookLM builds you a complete slide presentation out of your sources. It writes the title slides, pulls the key points onto each slide as clean bullet points, and organizes the whole thing into a logical flow from an intro right through to a conclusion. I can click through the slides one by one, and it is genuinely a solid first draft of a deck that would have taken me an hour to build by hand. You can use it to teach the topic, to present it at work, or just as another way to review what is in your sources. Now here is one of my personal favorites, the mind map. I click it here in the studio panel, and NotebookLM instantly lays your entire topic out as a visual tree. The core idea sits in the center, and it branches out into every major theme, and each of those branches into the smaller subpoints, all pulled from your sources. So for our sleep paper, the center is sleep, and it branches into things like the sleep stages, the effects of sleep loss, and tips for better sleep, each one opening into more detail. I click a branch to expand it and go deeper, collapse the ones I do not need, and zoom and pan around the whole thing. But here is the clever bit. If I click on any single node in the map, NotebookLM sends that straight into the chat and explains just that piece for me. So the mind map is not only a picture of your topic, it is a clickable table of contents into your own AI expert. And the reports, NotebookLM will write full structured documents for you. I click into it, and it opens up a menu of report formats. The first one I will make is a study guide. So I click it, and out comes a complete guide built from your sources with a summary, the key concepts laid out, and a set of review questions to test yourself. But there is more in here. There is a briefing doc that pulls out and summarizes the most important points, perfect for catching up fast. There is a blog post that turns your sources into a clean, readable article, and it even suggests custom report types based on what you actually uploaded, or you can create your very own in whatever format you need. Every single one of these is written entirely from your sources, so it stays accurate to your material, not some generic answer of the internet. If you are using this to actually study or learn something, these next two features are absolute gold. First, flashcards. I click generate, and NotebookLM builds a full deck of study cards straight from your sources. Question on the front, answer on the back. I click a card and it flips over to reveal the answer, exactly like real flashcards. I can step through the whole set one by one using these arrows, and it covers the key terms and facts from your material. This is the kind of thing that used to take an hour to make by hand the night before an exam. Here, it is done in about 10 seconds. You just turned a dense document into a ready-made study deck without writing a single card yourself. Right next to the flashcards is the quiz. This one builds a multiple choice test on your material automatically. I click generate, and it writes out a set of questions with several answer choices each. I pick an answer, and it instantly tells me whether I got it right or wrong, and it explains why, pointing back to the source, so you actually learn from your mistakes instead of just seeing a score. I can work through the whole set of questions, and at the end I get a real sense of what I have got down and what I still need to review. Between the flashcards and the quiz, you have a complete self-study loop, testing and reviewing, all generated from your own material in about a minute. There are two more outputs down here that are really neat. First is the infographic. I click generate, and NotebookLM designs a single visual poster that summarizes your whole topic with icons, short callouts, and the key numbers laid out in a way you could screenshot and share instantly. And next to it is the data table. This one is clever. It pulls structured data out of your sources and lays it into a clean table for you. For our sleep paper, it neatly organized each stage of sleep into its own row, with columns for how long it lasts, its key physical traits, and its main functions, something that was buried in dense paragraphs before. That is perfect for pulling facts and figures out of a long document without hunting for them. Let me show you a couple more things that make this genuinely part of your daily workflow. Any answer the chat gives you that you want to keep, you do not have to copy and paste it anywhere. I just click Save to Notes, and it drops straight into your notes. You can also click Add Notes to write your own thoughts and ideas by hand, right alongside the AI's answers. So everything about a topic lives in one place. And here is the really neat part. You can select your notes and convert them into a brand new source. So your own writing becomes something the AI can then read and reason over as well. So your notebook actually grows smarter the more you use it. And finally, sharing. NotebookLM is not just a solo tool. When you want to share a whole notebook, I click the share button up here in the corner. You can invite a specific person by their email and choose whether they can just view it or fully edit it. Or you can create a public link so anyone you send it to can open your notebook, read your sources, and even chat with them themselves. This turns your research into something you can hand to a study group, a team at work, or your whole audience. And if you open the chat options, you can also fine-tune how the AI responds, setting the answers to be shorter or longer, or switching it into a learning guide style, so you can tune it to sound exactly the way you want. Okay, let us quickly recap everything we just built together. We created a notebook completely from scratch and added several kinds of sources, a PDF, a website, and a YouTube video. We read the auto-generated source guide, then chatted with our sources and got answers backed by real, clickable citations. We generated an audio overview podcast we can talk back to, a video overview, a slide deck in a full mind map. We wrote a study guide, a briefing, an FAQ, and a timeline under reports. We made flashcards and a quiz to study with, built an infographic and a data table, saved our own notes, and shared the entire notebook. That is the whole tool, top to bottom. NotebookLM or Gemini Notebook is honestly one of the most useful AI tools available right now. And the reason is simple. It only works from the sources you give it. So unlike a normal chatbot, the answers stay grounded and trustworthy. So here is my challenge for you today. Pick just one thing, a research paper, a chapter of a textbook, a set of your own notes, whatever you have been meaning to get through. Drop it into a new notebook and generate an audio overview from it. I promise you will be hooked. If this walkthrough helped you out, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, drop a comment telling me what you are going to load in first, and subscribe so you do not miss the next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.